I want to quickly look at what I call the power of perception, because the way we need to start from tackling this issue, the issue of hard time, is how we perceive it. Your perception will determine how you respond to hard time. Some will see hard time as the end of the road, the end of the game. You know, some people, there are two kinds of people in the world that we're told: those who see the cup half full and those who see the cup half empty. So it depends on what your perception is, and that your perception will help you to determine how you want to tackle the hardship, tackle the adversity, tackle the crisis. And then at the end, ultimately, that will also determine how you win or how you come out of it. Some people give up and said there's no use trying, and it's because their perception says that there's no use. Okay, but so we want to look at the power of perception. In challenging situations, our perception will either help us maintain our composure or make it almost impossible to remain calm. When you discover that you are becoming too agitative in times like this, it's because of your perception. You may be probably one of those that think that's the end of the way. There's no going out. There's no way out of this. There's no how we're going to come out of this. And so your perception matters. And for some people, at times they just smile over it and say, well, it's not one of those things. And one of the things that affects or inform our perception in life is our past experiences. You know, someone who's gone through fire will not fret when he sees fire, right? But someone who went through fire and got burnt and almost lost his life, when he sees fire the next time, he's going to say, oh, well, I can't go through this again. I knew what I went through the last time, okay? Perception is merely a lens or mindset from which we view people, events, or circumstances. Perception is merely a lens, okay, or binoculars, or mindsets, or a spectacle from which we view events, happenings, or circumstances. So your perception to this really does matter. Specifically, if your perception affects the quality of the experience of life, that is, if you perceive something in a positive light, you will experience a happier existence. If your perception is usually positive, you will definitely, your response to things will be different. But if your perception is usually negative, if your response to life is very fearful, always very feeling fretty, feeling afraid all the time, it will really determine how you respond to things. Your perception controls your response and informs your decision. And that's why one of the things we want to look at tonight is how should we perceive the current situation. How do you look at this? Do you look at the end of the road? I've heard a lot of people, the Jakperians, one of the languages that you hear the Jakperians say all the time, that Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is dead. That's their perception. And that's why a lot of them believe that, look, there's no hope for this country again, so let's go. But hey, this same Nigeria that you said is gone, some people are becoming billionaires every day. Every blessed day. In this same country. Not illegally, not through bunkery or through, what's it called, banditry or kidnapping. No, but doing things legally. You drive through Lagos S-Bad on the expressway, you see the rate at which industries are springing in. I had from a reliable source during one of the business section that Kunle Shoriyon hosted in Abuja, and I was there. And one of the speakers said that he has the privileged information to know that the rate at which Asians are trooping into Nigeria is very alarming. So alarming that the government decided that, look, something has to be done to ensure that these guys come in properly and they conduct their businesses here properly. If you go, like I said, go through the corridor between Lagos, Ibadan, Abeokuta axis towards Shagamu Ore, you will see the way that industries are springing up every day. Now, someone's perception says Nigeria is finished, and then he left. Another person's perception said, oh, there's gold in Nigeria, and he's rushing into the country. Perception. perception, and that's the point I'm trying to make, and I want to believe that point has been made. You must control your perception of every situation. That's the first thing you need to do. You must control your perception of every situation. Your perception is your responsibility. It's no one's responsibility. You decide how you view it, and you decide how you describe it, because your perception will decide what you call it. If you call it adversity, then that's what it is for you. Okay? If you call it, well, challenge, that's what it is probably for you. If you call it temporary setback, that's what it will be for you. So the first thing is you have to address your perception